Alright peeps, welcome to Cavey. It's episode 13. Now at the end of the last episode, our big forester bray here planted loads of grapevines, ripping up a handful of berries while he's at it. And that's because we're absolutely chock-a-block of berries. I even turned the overflow into a permanent berry storage, along with some kohlrabi storage, because once again, we're chock-a-block doing there. Now on chock-a-block of corn rations and all. Oh, we're having it. We've got food, and we've got water. Oh, and we've got this big dam in for the first time. Right, let's follow this water from these three sources here, all the way around here, filling this barlard up to 0.85. And we will have another source, these three over here. Oh, it's got the little platform on top of it. It's going to be difficult to click, isn't it? These three sources here that you can see is just about clicking. They're going to overtop this bit dam and start flooding this cave. But I'm not sure which one will do it first. Let's find out. Oh, it's these three sources here that do it first. Get them on. Ooh, flooding. We're going to worry about the flooding at a later date. For now, we're going to watch this big barlard fill up. And I didn't realise that it was going to cut the water off there. Let's watch this fill up from inside the cave here. And hopefully not over top. Ooh, it's overtopping, isn't it? Right, terrain's off. It's definitely overtopping, but it's overtopping exactly as I wanted to. Oh, no, it's not. Do you remember on the last episode when I said we may have to pop a levee on here? Well, we're going to have to pop a levee on there. And this barlard with its point... Oh, no, there we go. It's just got to closing for no reason. Let's just leave this permanently open. Maybe that'll help with the flooding. Maybe. No, it won't. Okay. If not else, we should get this bloody fermenter cranking away while we've got the wheels spinning. Because we do have some cassavas knocking about. And some storage for fermented cassavas. Ooh, aye, and this is something that got built in the end of the last episode as well. Our temporary Badwater repulsion system for these three sources. Which means we need to get these back to auto. The second we get any contamination whatsoever, they're going to close and pitch it out the side. Now, I know that water doesn't fall off the edge of the map where the source is. However, the source isn't on the edge of the map, so I'm hoping that the water can just pitch out the side here. And also that one's wide enough. But my backup plan, if it's not wide enough, I'm just going to delete these two levees and let it pitch out all four of these blocks. Hopefully only 4 of them and not 7. Because if it starts flooding up here, it's going to go all the way down. Oh, actually, I just noticed it's going to go all the way down this hole into the cave. Which isn't ideal, but it's not the end of the world either. Now, do I have this sluice? No, I do not. This sluice is closed. So that'll mean once we get down to the level after a million clicks, aye, we've got our caves full. So if I have this on auto here, it is going to be closed some of the time, but it's also going to open up like it's about to there. And I wonder if that's going to keep these caves here flooded. So if we do get a bit of a drought action, we've got our backup water ready to go. Oh, MiGly man, unpause the farm hoses. What are you like every bloody time? I need a mod that lets you automate the farm hoses and things like that, like you can with the water pumps. I just need a simple mod for a simple beaver. Oh, water beavers! Get yourselves out straight down there, through the ladders, any which way you need to go, including stand on top of your bit pillar here. There was a beaver stand on top of this pillar here, and if I speed through for long enough, they're gonna come back. Hello, beaver! That was well worth hanging about. But I tell you what, like, if absolutely nothing else, I love me bit waterfall, like. And I love the fact that it's not spilling out and destroying all of this workplace here. Like we had an issue with last cycle. 20 workplaces! Yeah, no, I was going to say that means that these aren't all filled. And I hadn't even done the priority bit for this yet. Tell you what, why don't I delete this handy dandy small warehouse here? Tell the beavers to pick up those gears and logs and pine resin when they get run to it. And utilising this little hole here, why didn't we pop a little water dump on? A little something like that. And then during a drought, this bad lad can keep this bit of water topped up and this bit of ground nice and green. Oh, the scrap's being picked up from here. Bonus kohlrabi beavers, go! And as well, if we get a bad tide, we can test our little Badwater repulsion system here. If it works, we can switch the growth from kohlrabi to something else. Oh, I tell you what, I love this little pathway here. Look at this mad lad. It doesn't have the hoses built yet to actually fix it on, but it's in there. You know what? If these platforms are strong enough, this would support itself. Now, I do have a dreadful feeling that we are about to get a bad tide, like. Because we have had 4 bloody droughts in a row. And as much as those 4 droughts have been absolutely fruitful for us, the beaver gods aren't benevolent forever. But they are at least giving us 3 full days without any sort of warning. Isn't that right, Mr. Farmer Beaver? We've got 8 logs on the deck. Maximum priority, so the builders are okay, fair enough. Let's pause a lumberjack flag. I was going to say R2, but I forgot I put a scrap metal pile here. So the smelter there didn't have to get their scrap metal from all the way down here. Right, during the speedy up bit at the end of the last episode, I redesigned this patch here. Because I found we always had heaps of lemons knocking about, so we've only got 2 of those trees instead of 4. And we never had any grapes knocking about, so I figured, why don't we get a couple of rows, man? And as well, our little oak plantations knocking about are doing the work. We have got a massive wood project on our hands. A high priority one at that. And these oaks are absolutely crucial for that. Oh, yeah, we're gone. Bad time. I knew what was happening. It was at, still not very happy about it, but I knew it was going to happen. Oh, I didn't think we're going to get these in. Oh, what a cook. What a cook. Bad tight preparations. We need to be ripping all the food up we can. Need more planties? Just rippies up. And since we have a bit of a food reserve, I'm going to get all of them to ripping. Even if it does mean a couple of days of inefficiency on, say, the corns. Oh, look at this little conga line of beavers ripping up all the kohlrabis. Pause the fermenter. He hasn't even got a batch of cassavas ready. And we'll enter into a top-down speedy up bit until the tide changes. Here we are, a 14-day bad tide. And we've got all of these drought preparations up and running. Now, there's a few things I'm curious about. I know this dam is just for naught, and like the last episode, I'm finding myself going down lowering priority of jobs here, because this levee's never going to get put in otherwise. Why, and as well, beavers. Let me dip underground, this is real important here. I need yous to not be ganning down there. Not getting any of that in, because as you can see, this little reservoir of good water is about to become a reservoir of bad water. But the reservoir of bad water that I'm most intrigued about is this bad lad right here. These sluices have closed. It's already contamination 40. We're going to start saying going up and spitting out. So without further ado, let's find out. Oh, not good. Not good. Definitely not good. Okay, alrighty then. Let's see so we sort this out right now. This second, immediately. I've paused these grafters to get them out the way. And I'm just going to have this setback to open. The floodgate's going to do its thing. Right, bad water. Do your thing. Make everything terrible. And I think this is the angle to see everything be made terrible. You're going to see all of the sources taint all of the other water. You know, I've noticed that this bit of water here isn't contaminated yet. I'm curious, so I'm going to keep this closed while we watch the bad water absolutely decimate all of the last 2 episodes worth of work and water. Look at that bad water. Destroying everything. Except for our lovely cave here. But shit chuck horror, it is actually ruining the cave as well. It's just doing it a lot slower. Get a load of this. And there's your contaminated cave. Look at that dirty ground there, man. I think it's time. Open this. Pause all of these jobs here at the lower levels so they don't end up getting contaminated. And do we have any unwell beavers? Because I did say a beaver gets splashed in the toes over here when they were doing some farming. Now look, I really look at 150 wood, so why don't we get our big wheel on? Look at the big wheel gone. And we've got the beavers to fuel it all and all. Let's see, are these water pumpers doing out? Oh, they're shite. You can all be paused. Even you two up the top there. Now, beavers, can you please get this bloody log in? What are you builder beavers doing? Where you gone? What are you building new that I didn't realise you could reach? Where ya? Look at these beavers gone. Oh, who needs a platform when you can just walk on the unbuilt levees? Alright then. Obviously you're going to have to lower all of these things here. Maybe even more so. And thankfully they haven't got this platform in yet. So they're not going to be walking across there. But look at these beavers gone. I've got neat terrain shenanigans going on. The beavers are just walking over the old houses. Look at this beaver on the left. Straight over mid-air. The kit knows what's up though. The kit sticks to the path. But the builders, they've overcome their fear of falling. Alright, so builder beavers, where are you gone and what are you doing new? Are you gonna go and build this bit levy up here? No, you're going back up. Where are you gone new? What platforms are you walking across? Oh my beavers, man. Only high priority that, and maybe high priority that as well. Now, builder beavers, where are you going and what are you up to? Wait, what are you actually... beavers, you're building this? This whole pipe, high priority. Now, builder beavers, where you gone with your logs? We're going back up here. Oh my... I knew it, you know. I left it in and I bloody knew it. Let's hang about here until this platform's in. Right, now the priorities should all match up that we're going down here and... I would much rather you not go there, beaver. How about we delete this deep bad water pump? Let me fully pause the district centre so the beavers just turn around, get away from that bit of path tracking. And then now hope that the beavers just go across the top. Oh, the beavers not going across the top. I'm pausing them again. Right now, build our beavers. Gonna cross the top. Why are you gunning? Build our beaver. Where are you gunning, mate? No. What? Oh, you work at the industrial lumber mill. Tattimore. Oh, my. Oh, it was a farmer. It was only a farmer. We've got the farmer here contemplating how this big platform's standing in midair. And that's why you're a farmer, not a builder. Right, build up beavers. Oh, yous are sleeping, right. Where you gone in the morning, beaver? You gone? Oh, I swear, dude. Build a beaver. Where are you going? Oh, thank you. The builders are finally building this and are not walking in the bloody Badwater. Get it in. And now we've got that bit of levee in. We're not going to have flooding issues on this little bit of ground here. A proper happy days situation here. Right, build our beavers, as you were. Do you want to see something pretty darn sad, peeps? It is absolutely decimated. We've got one little ever blossom clinging on for dear life. Somehow watered and healthy there. Well, I'm pretty sure with dip we're heating here, this water's going to be... Oh, no, actually, there's a little bit of half-decent water in there. But yeah, now if we go in from this angle, we'll be able to see... It's red as blood. So it won't be long before this ever blossoms. Drying up. And that temporarily puts an end to oaks up here. We're back to pines. When you're risking bad tides after like 6 days and that. It's a lot less of a cook to put your time into some pines than some oaks. You know, we didn't need all these farmers gone. We'll just keep these two cracking along. And we'll do the usual change of priorities in the hauling post. And Ekon, you can be a hauler, pal. Get your backpack on and shift some shite from A to B. You're going to put that in the log hoose, are you? The log hoose, of course, being the engine back here. Oh, no, the bloody lumber mill's on the crack. You can get paused. Why are we wasting wood? Pause. I don't want to see you spinning. Why are you spinning? I paused the side platform construction. Okay. Smelter, get paused. And now you should stop spinning. Reet. We've got the bad tide. D and the water wheel spinning. We may as well be using it, you know? Ooh. And is this new? Why is all of this still growing? Why is this still happy? I am much confused though. Is this the cave? Is there still water coming out of that cave at the top there? Look, it's still full. Oh, must still be diluting the water through. What's the contamination at this sluice then? 86%. There we go, and that's why. It doesn't matter what the contamination is at this sluice because it's overtopping anyway. Oh, and by the way, the overtopping is part of the design. The sluice is there so I can release water from the back to the front to help hydrate all of this front stuff. But the main purpose of this dam is to just fill 2 levels and overspill. So this would technically be a weir with a little pipe in it. A wee weir. And look at this, we've got our farmer picking up the cassava. We've got our hauler shifting the water about. It's a delightful place, is Cavey, like. Well, since we are on a bad tide, I'm just going to real casually hang about here until this contamination's at 100% on this sluice. And we can see where our tree level lies, you know? The old contamination in the roots. Have you seen this big tangle of beavers? Yeah. They're like flying doing in 3 different orientations. So I get yourselves up, beavers. Farmers last out. Yeah, there's only 2 years on the entire map, you know, beavers. You've got to get up and ready. You shall be last a kip and first awake. But now we've got this sluice at 100%, this sluice at 100%. That means the contamination down here is 100%. And aye, look at that. 4 fewer trees left, But that is a lot more than this little 4x4 square we have here. So it's time to expand the oak plantation. We're going to go all the way through there. We're going to trust the current lines. And if we see these dry up and start getting contaminated, then we're going to be sending them oodie here. And I want to do a little bit of testing here. So I'm going to set it to close. Only speed 1 this time. And we're going to see precisely what happens. And see, once it starts flowing, does it actually stop overspilling? Or is it just going to constantly... Beaver, what are you doing over here, mate? What are you doing over here? A beaver builder as well. What on earth are you... Oh, no. Get away from here. I'm doing testing. This is a dangerous place. Nothing a handy-dandy small warehouse can't fix. And as we're 1285... Scrap metal sitting there on the deck. Right, so we do have... Ooh, it's on this path here. Alright. Let's delete this path so beavers don't decide to walk there. And now, let's delete these 2 levees. See what happens. Because the water should start going sideways here and relax from overspilling the top there. Maybe. Or is it just gonna jump up and down forever? It's gonna do nout. It doesn't care. Let's put you back to open. Let the Badwater get away. And then I feel like we may as well delete these handy dandy small warehouses. Use some handy dandy small warehouses to get the rubble where it needs to be. And say, beavers, enjoy those 24 logs there. And I'm gonna up the priority of these ladders and platforms here, and that'll let us start building up the site here a little bit quicker. Maybe for the next bad tide, or ideally in the next 9.6 days, we'll be able to find out if that'll work or not. Because if it's not going to work, I may as well just get the wood back. Although on second thoughts, every time I raise the pipe, I'm going to have to build this up sideways more as well. So you know what? Don't even worry about it, beavers. We're not going to do any temporary little fancy little solutions to this little Badwater problem. We're just going to deal with it. I was thinking like, how is this too far from district? It never was before. But MiGly removed the path, didn't he? There we go. We can pick those logs up now. And I do have a plan to pop some ladders down right there, so we can access this ground, plant some kohlrabies down. But I remembered I got tunnels on, and I was wondering if a tunnel would be a little bit quicker. Because that's 8 logs. The stairs are 10 logs, and I've got heaps of scrap. You know what? Why didn't we? Unlock a tunnel! Look at that bad lad! And that should mean that these farmers here can reach through that tunnel and plant kohlrabies there, and bonus kohlrabi plantation there. I mean, we can't plant kohlrabies there, but we can there. You know what, beavers? Maximum priority that. I don't know how much that'll help since we've got just plain old wooden things over here that are also maximum priority. But we can hope, can't we? And touch wood. I'm touching all the wood here. We don't look like we've got any contaminated beavers from the little splashes that they're experienced over here and there and everywhere. That is some good news. We've got a beaver about to pop some scrap metal, but not actually do anything with the scrap. Here's the beavers with the scrap metal and the hammer. Hammering away in here. Oh, looks like it doesn't have a little thing where it's part built and you can see it. I guess we'll just have to wait for the tunnel to come in before we can see it. Now, I've been thinking, right? I want to confuse the beaver gods and the tide system in this episode. And the only way we're going to do that is by focusing down our build a little bit. So we're going to high prioritise these levies. Again, leave this bad lad maximum priority. I'll be happy to see it get in. But the big thing we're going to be doing is unpausing this platform here. Deleting the path off the top of it. Plonking some ladders off there. And a tidy little side platform like that. Now, what do you think of that little connection there? I think that is a very much our most important connection on this map right now. And do you want to know why? Well, you're going to have to wait until after this bit tunnels in, because it's a maximum priority jobby and it was placed before all the rest. So let's do a wee tunnel building speedy up bit. And it's in! Finally! Peeps, that took so long. That took so very long. I guess that's the joys of having new wood and waiting for 8 logs in it. I did have to go on an absolute down priority spree over here, like. And I'm going to have to leave that all down as well, as we're yet to get this in. And this is going to be the most important piece of Cavey. The big connecting piece that connects the district centre. Not this one, of course. This one was always temporary. It's just a shame that it took 13 episodes to get this up and running. You can tell how long I've had it planned. That's why there's a bit of path kind of across there, and I can't just put another warehouse on top of this warehouse, because that's where the district comes out. This bad lad had a ladder in front of it because I wanted to go and doing it along, but of course plans changed. This side we're going to have to get in because I think I need to pop a path in. Yes, that needs to be plopped in like that. And then on this side, we popped a water tank in so that door's not getting used. But what I do want to do real bad is continue the path up here and pop something here. A little Easter egg, a little secret, you know. What should we pop here? Obvious one being medical bed. It'll actually fit underneath the platform. But do we have anything a bit better that'll fit under a platform? The scratcher, will that fit? Back scratcher! Back scratchers from behind the district centre. Now, of course, that's a maximum priority jobby. I love that back scratcher doing the back of the little district centre here. And the lemonade stand right out front. Now, isn't that a beaut? Hang on, why is this green? Oh, it's all green. That's right. I thought the ground went all brown when it was contaminated, but, you know, clearly doesn't. But now the question is, what do we do with this big gaping bit of space we got here? I think the only correct answer to that is make it larger. Connect a path up this side, because I realised that there's a deep Badwater pump there that was connected directly to the district centre. And you know what? I'm going to pause ye, pal. Delete your path all the way to here. And say, beavers, dynamite it out. Another maximum priority jobby for yous. Because what I would like to do when we get down to the level, is blow up this bit of ground here, pop a sluice on, and have the river naturally fill up this little hole here. And you know what else? What else I'm going to do? Delete ye. And if you paid close attention to one of the thumbnails, you will have seen I have a plan to blow up this bit under the farmhouse. And you know what? I can delete this and it not really affect that little farmer doing the side there, like at all. Because the district centre is up here now, so you just gone straight doing it around. I had to curtail the rubble onto a path there. Let's replant these lost kohlrabies. And yeah, now beavers, just real casually chuck some TNT in there, you know, just whenever you fancy it. But since we actually have TNT and we don't have any wood or planks, I think we're going to get these planted first and foremost. And I was committed to the speedy up bit, but they just so happened to get it in when I could turn it on and say, welcome to Cycle 24. And beavers, do not cross this path. Stay away from this TNT detonation. Stay away. And since we've got a nice tide change, which actually that timing on that tide change was bloody perfect, I'm going to ask the beavers to real casually get a bit of TNT on there. And I don't believe it removes the path until you blow it up, which is fantabulous. What we should do is real casually get loads of platforms on here, aka planks and logs. Once again, with an absolute quickness. Although let's be reasonable. Absolute quickness up to there, and we'll path it up. And I'm going to extend the absolute quickness over to here, because obviously we're going to be blowing that bit of path up very shortly. What am I doing? I'm being daft. You need to be clever, MiGly. That's how it should be done, right there. Now it's only one bit that we need to get that farmer up and running. Not 5, not 8, 1. And yeah, now beavers, you need to build the little farmer thing before you build this, sorry. Sorry for the confusion. Ooh, we also need to get these bloody water pumps replaced. To some extent. I think that's a perfect spot for one, like. But we're not going to be doing a permanent install on a warehouse. Pick those logs up, beavers. Ooh, and I just remembered, that is not the perfect place, because we actually need to put little platforms on here and get our second large industrial pile doing. That one is for planks. And then the plan for over here is just to go piles as high as the sky will allow. Have a ladder going to each level, and some platforms to get in. And yes, that is why, after all this time, I think it was episode 1 or 2 I placed all of the platforms doing here. I kept that there to remind myself as a little marker. And there you have it. That's how we're going to store all the industry stuff. It's only going to take, well, like 30 odd cycles to get there. But we'll be storing. And look at our oak plantation. It's coming in. And I reckon we should have old mate here prioritising oaks. Like, they take the longest. So mate, switch and plant those bloody oaks. And I've stumbled across the best little hangout spot the beavers have come up with yet. Properly in midair. Look at that, man. Actually fully in midair. Some of them are hanging about up here, which we know about, but old mate's just straight up kipping in midair. Eddaz, pal, you must be some sort of wizard, you like. Oh, morning, Eddard the wizard. Get yourself doing the ladders. Not that you probably need to, but you know, all of your muggle beavers need to go up and doing the ladders there. But now we have some clean water doing here. I think it's time to detonate this bit of ground and see what happens to this beaver. Beaver, where you go, what you do? You're just going to stay working forever. Oh, please tell me you're not down here. Where did Beaver go? It'll be the unemployed beaver. Jalvad, you're the only one without a job, and I can't quite see where you are. Oh, you're inside! Hiya, pal. Well, don't worry, we're going to be getting a sluice in there, and that'll sort your redout. Close above downstream depth of 1, and close above contamination 0%. Now we have the metal blocks. We should be getting the logs in soon, especially after we pick them off the deck here. So old mate shouldn't remain stranded in the water pumper for too much longer. Ah, look, they are actually classed as stranded. Stranded in the pumper. Ooh, I need to put this up to 4. 4 beaver builders in there. Oh, you can be unpaused since you're connected in. Look at MiGly's genius play, man. Bloody fantastic. It's so good he speaks about it in the 3rd person. And unpause this for the 4th cycle in the row. And while this builder beaver's hammering this sluice in, to be absolutely clear, I'm upset at myself for continually forgetting to unpause the farmhouse. And the sluice is in. Well done, beaver builder. Look at this new pool, man. This new pool's way better than the old pool. And you get just as many farmers. So priority-wise, I believe we need to go highest priority all the way on this little platform here. And then I need to be getting beavers to plant some kohlrabies here. Oh, do we install an exercise plaza? You know what, I like that idea so much. I'm going to delete this medium tank, delete this farmhouse, and say, beavers, get exercising doing there. Now, before we get too carried away, we are going to have to replace this little farmhouse. And why didn't we pop those farmhouses right there? Up a height, not taking up any more green ground. And they'll be able to plant and harvest loads of kohlrabies. Look at our open sluice. It should be letting water through. Look at it go. The water's coming out. It's gone sideways. It's gone in every way it needs to go. Until this little bit here is filled up. Or at least until it gets to 0.67, because that looks to be where it stops. That's fine because it's above 1.5, which is when this little fluid dump unpauses itself. And you know what? Why didn't we do it over here as well? Alright, I'm doing it. Let's go. Delete you. Get the resources. I'm deleting that path and dynamiting Dune. But I'm not going to explode the dynamite until we have maybe this little connection in, or this connection. Just until we have some sort of connection back in, you know. Ooh, and look, the tunnel worked. Let's watch the tunnel actually in action, now that this rubble's being picked up. Let's find a farmer. What's that coming run the hill? Is it a farmer? It's a farmer. Hello, Mr. Farmer, get through that tunnel and plant that kohlrabi. Potential jump scare warning. There's a beaver coming through the tunnel. And look at this. We're making some sort of bloody progress. Not half bad, eh? Not half bad. I love how this has worked out here, where I've managed to put the exercise plaza on the top where it lines up with the sluice. So the arrow from the sluice is just pointing beavers into the exercise plaza. Beavers will be coming down here. They'll be like, oh, Devin, nah, I saw that cupcake floating about. I'm a tad peckish. But no, the arrow tells you, can exercise. I've just risen this up to 8.5. I wonder if we're going to start seeing some more water popping into this little canal here. Yes, we will, but a little bit too much water. This'll switch off, but why are we flooding? I only went up to 0.85. We established that doesn't bloody flood. Speed 4, flooding away. And then I suppose we get a full 100 block of water up here. And we're making a fair dinkum bit of progress around to get into the corner here as well. Once that's in, we'll be able to blow these dynamites up that aren't in yet. We do have dynamite, don't we? Oh, I've still got a bit of dynamite. I now have been using it and not really unpausing the old explosives factory, but it is something I need to concern myself with, unfortunately. Oh, the path's in! Alright, beavers, can you hurry up and get these in, by any chance? Away. Oh, yeah, forgot about that. We've got to sort out the ladder, man. And build the farmhouse as well. I just saw this warehouse get emptied, right? And not a single plank. Okay, there's somehow there's 6 planks in there. I'm a Billy liar. Catches when the ladder's in. Oh, maybe when there's a tide change. Oh, it's a drought though. It's a drought though. We can sort of chill out in a drought. You know, we can sort of chill out. You know, I'm going to get a bit crazy with it. Ooh, canny. This is perfect timing. And I'm going to tell the beavers up here to plant corn. These are going to be corny beavers. And the reason I'm confident to have corn growing up here is when the drought hits, we're going to have that at 1. And we're going to get this fluid dump in. And that fluid dump is going to keep this whole level here nice and blue and moist. Ooh, and as well, we'll be able to use the bloody dam. We'll be able to keep this up, which will keep all of this nice and green and moist. Let's have a look at our caves. Are they flooding? Not at all in the slightest. Because this needs to be on auto, so it closes every now and again. And then we'll be able to see our cave flooding are like anybody's business. And that's it now, fully flooded. Both sides of the cave as well. You've got the left there and the right here. Tell you what, I bloody love that U-turn, like. Bloody love it. Ooh. I'm gonna risk it for the oak flavoured biscuit. I suppose we're in the slow bit because of transition to oaks. And the oaks take over twice as long to grow than the bloody ever blossoms do. So we're at a bit now where we just sort of hanging about waiting for oaks to grow, and then we're gonna have a surplus of logs when they actually come in. See if we can make these wheels spin so fast they actually look like they're not spinning at all in post. And there you see, they've basically stopped spinning. And we've got a 25-day drought. Now, why are we flooding so bad? Why isn't this... MiGly! Why? Oh, it pains me so much. Oh, it hurts so bad. It hurts so bad. Oh, what a waste. This needs to be set to closed as well, manually. Oh, that hurts. It just hurts so bad. Just so much. Alright, water, get out and then back again. Yeah, stop flooding. Thank you. Get away, be gone, I never want to see you again. Oh, that is so annoying, so very annoying. Still waiting on 2 bloody logs for this. And doing all of this new's basically pointless. We do have a decent bit of growth on these oaks at least. And they are decently staggered as well, so we should be alright. We just need to get through it. Beavers, have you seriously not got round to doing... Oh, bloody corn. Get on the corn, beavers, and get to planting. I think this is why we're not getting the ladders in, like. Oh, 2 logs! Two logs coming down the way by builders. They're about to get hammered into the ladder. Ooh, well, happy days. I was just going to say I'm going to delete these here so we get 4 planks out. And then they should put those 4 planks into there. And we'll keep all of these non-existent corns moist. Oh, there they are. The beavers decided to show up today and plant some bloody corn for her. And look at that moist scrap there hanging about. Thanks to our big old water dump here. Now, I've got it on a basic timer. I'm happy with that. It can sit and run our cycle for all I care. I've got 7 beavers for now today anyway. Any particular reason I've got 7 beavers for now today? Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm usually running some sort of industry, aren't I? We've got 112 cassavas need to be fermented, and we've got loads of corn ready to be rationed away. And we're going to continue to need planks and bits of metal as well, so get on it, beavers. Even if we've got no wood to do it with. I just had a little think for, right? We've got a sluice in here that I've got closed for the time being. I could open that, let some water out of this cave, and get some water in this bit of the cave here. What? Is there only one way we're going to find out how that works? What is this? What is this redness? Oh, that's just all the shite that bobs about at the top. That's fair enough. Let's resume the game. Let the water flow to this sluice. Once I untick this box, of course. And see how I spill the dam and fill up this cave a little bit. Yeah, now all the way. Alright, that'll do, that'll do. Let's pop you back on auto with your clothes above downstream depth on. And let's have a look at the water level in the cave. Oh, not bad. That was like the perfect amount of water there. So the amount of water that we store up here, and if we go down a couple of levels, you can see we dropped a little bit of water level here as well. And it's flowing back through the U-turn. But that is like the perfect amount of water to fill up the cave. Look at that. See, this is what it was supposed to look like if I hadn't messed it up. And that'll keep everything bloody green for a long while. Now, since we got this ladder in, before the beavers wake up and start going down, go, no, stop. Yes, turn around. That was a bit too close, like. It was an early beaver keeping on the bloody ladder. Well, there's dynamite doing here. And beavers, just get that in whenever. I'm not too fussed, you know. You can just go on the long way run for all I care. Look at our beavers hammering away in here. They absolutely love it, man. They love hammering away some dynamite. Well, let us detonate the middle one, and then the other 2 will blow up as well. The water will start pouring in here. Nicely filling this up. And it shouldn't overspill. It really shouldn't overspill, you know. We're at height 2 there, and that's height 2 there. I think it's just the water pressure just coming out. It's going to overspill a little bit, and then it's going to gam back, and it's going to settle out. Why, aye. Like now's a matter. But we do need a little bit of sluice action, and to be safe, levee action. That's going to ensure we get no bad water through here. And that the sluice will actually turn off when we start flooding. So yeah, now beavers, get that in with a quickness. And while you're at it, why didn't we replace this little water dump here? And there's your next highest priority job right there, beavers. And you might be thinking to yourself, MiGly, what's the crack here? Is this a tad wasteful and redundant, innit? And to that I say, nah! You clearly haven't seen the earlier episodes, have you? We're going to be pumping a brazier right underneath there. So we're pumping hot water out into the little ravine here. Because there's no better than a bit of hot lemon, is there? To sip on, of course. Why don't we have ourselves a little speedy up bit where we get the sluice in, we get all the paths and everything in, maybe even get that little bridge up to the new district centre in. And I feel like we've really made a turning point the last couple episodes on Cavey, like. We're keeping more of the ground moist for longer. We're actually storing food and water reliably now. And the droughts and bad tides can only get to 30 days. We just got to make sure we don't end up with cocky beavers, you know. Not worse than a cocky beaver. Oh, I noticed old mate yeah needs to get paused straight away because I do not believe the sluice is in behind him. Is it shite? Why do we have any metal blocks? Did I not unpause you? I didn't unpause the bloody smelter. What an absolute buffoon. Yeah, I've been thinking, these platforms here, they don't need to be accessible, do they? Why don't we delete this singular platform here and get a nice tidy double shower out like that round the back of the exercise plaza? So when the beavers are all sweaty from exercising, it just nips round the back and splashes a bit of water on it from the double shower. Perfect little setup that. And then once this sluice is in, I'll set old mate's automation up again of the advanced variety. And we got our big connection done and all. That's looking very nice indeed. And say we just want to top up our water supplies just cause, you know. What happens if we open this sluice? Do we have any water coming out? We do. I think it would be a good idea to unpause the water pumpers that I was talking about so we didn't end up flooding. Let's get the really exciting angle of this. Make sure that the water doesn't flood over the top here. The water just seems to be going down. I think the water's out of the cave. Yeah, so we pause these 4 and we see that, yes, the cave is indeed empty. Now what, let's see how good of a job I can do here. We're going backwards from the old sluice there. This is the first bit of water. You get pushed back here. You get blocked by that levee. So you end up going down here, taking a right, taking another left, going straight, and then taking a harsh 90-degree left here. And you find yourself in the pipe, where you're absolutely blocked because you've got sluices that are closed and you've got sluices that are facing the other way. But you know, we're not trying to flow the other way. We're going backwards in time. So we've gone through the sluice, and there's our source right there. What an absolute journey under the cave of Cavey. So while we're waiting for all of that to happen, why don't we have ourselves a real casual end of episode spin around speedy up bit? Not much in the way of cliffhanger action here, to be fair. We know we got plenty of food, we know we got plenty of water, we can even see our water supply there. But what this episode has done is got us one big step closer to having that Badwater repulsion system up and running and better utilising all of this ground that we've got available, which is a maximum of 32 of it, by the way. But what do you think of the new district centre location? I've had that district centre location planned out since the very start, since looking at this map initially. I was like, my god, there needs to be a district centre right there. It's basically in the centre of the entire map when all things are said and done, you know? And I was quite surprised that the centre lasted us this long. I was expecting episode 3 or 4 to change it, to be quite honest with you. But episode 13, it was completely not considered. Not gonna lie, that snuck up on us. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace, bye! No one's ever seen what I mean from the age of 13. Love that song.